Hello everyone. It's Ebba here again. I have another pile of goodies on my desk. This top bit is actually an old pillowcase. It's in good condition, but it's not one that we use, so I'm going to be using it today. I'm going to be making, this is quite a complex thing I'm going to be making. I'm going to start with my journal, and this is going to be a journal that's big enough for me to use through May. So that I don't have to be trying to make a journal at the end of April when we're in the middle of settling in somewhere else and finishing up here. The house right now is really upside down, and this is going to be my last series before we move. And then we will be, I don't even know at this point. Now this is, we're on to the 7th of the month, and we still don't know where we're going to be. So yeah, it's a little tense in the house. We're working at getting things packed. We're sorting into, different piles so that we've got crafts in one pile and storage in another pile and possibly a motor home in another. It's quite a thing around here. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to do this series. Now there's 3 things to this. The theme is Apothecary. This is the journal part of the Apothecary, and then there are 2 other parts. One is a folio, and the other I can't remember at this point. But there are 2 other things that I will be making to go with this journal when it's all said and done. But I want to just pardon me, I wanted to start with the journal itself. And I'm going to be doing this journal really different from what most people do journals. I'm going to be using a completely different setup for putting the journal part together. And I'm going to be using a different binding. Now, this is a binding that I learned from the girls at My Porch Prints, and it's very nifty and it's really easy, and and I really quite like it. And you can see what it is, sort of. It is brads on the backs. Now these are going to be taken out of my various sections and put into the binding, and it's going to be a hidden seam binding with a difference. These are pages that I'll be using on the back of the book. This is going to be my cover, and I have another part that I'll be using on the inside. I've done the cover back and front. Those are my little, what month it is. That's just a pocket that I put on here that I may want to put on the front of the book or in the back. But you can see it's a really beautiful, there's really beautiful pictures. And this is the inside of my cover. I made another copy of that is not printed on the back, just in case I need it for cutting something. We'll see how it goes. This is going to be my cover, so it's just foam board, and this is Dollar Tree foam board. So, $1.25 for a big sheet, or $1.50 here. Anyway, in the States it's $1.25 now. Anyway, and this is going to be my hidden spine. It won't really be hidden, but it will be. So what I have is I have an accordion. I'm going to glue this part together. And that'll kind of be the first thing that I do, is glue that. But you can see that I have a rib here, a rib here, and a rib here. What you can't see is there's also 2 holes down the middle of these bigger parts. That is where my signatures are going to be fastened in. These pieces are going to be dividers and just sort of sections. And these are actually the dividers I'm going to use So there's one for the front, one for the back, and I've just folded them. I've just printed them and folded them in half, and then they're going to be glued onto the spines like that. If you can kind of see how I'm doing that. They're each going to be folded, and then the signatures will fit in between. And these will divide the pages. This one is going to be, I believe, no, this one, yeah. Anyway, one of them is going to be the middle and is going to divide the May from April from May. The first one will have April on it. The second one will have May on it. And the last one will just be sort of to finish off the book entirely. So I'm going to start with gluing this final bit so that it has time to dry while we do other things. And all I'm doing is just gluing this spine together. Now, if you haven't seen how to do one of these sort of ribbed types of spines, there are lots and lots of videos out there that show you exactly how, but they're very simple. They're just an accordion. You fold it in an accordion style, so one goes up, one goes down, one goes up type of thing. Your center one always goes up, so toward, you know, where you want your page to fit onto, like that. So then now I've got all three of them done. And what's going to happen is these two wings will glue into the book and onto the cover. So I'm going to set all this part aside for now. We'll get to that later. We need to do the cover first, and I'm just going to kind of set this over out of the way completely. Now for my cover, I will be coming back to these pages, but for my cover I need to fasten it so that I can cover it for one thing, and so that it will have it'll have something holding the three pieces together, and I don't want it to be paper. I want it to be cloth, and that's what this is for. This is just going to be a cloth that I wrap around the whole thing and fasten it so that when I close the book and open the book, there's cloth instead of paper, giving the movement and the freedom, and it allows it to flex better. So I'm just going to take the cloth. I haven't done any cutting on this at all. I'm going to take one of my hopefully better pairs of scissors, and I'm just going to, you know, chop out some of this. I don't need the end on this for sure, and I'll never use that. So I'm going to start like garbaging things, because if we move into a motorhome, which it looks like that's what we're going to be doing, then I need to not have a bunch of garbage. Now, one thing I was going to talk about while I'm doing this is anybody who's new and you're just sort of looking at what do I want to do as a craft, maybe just exploring different types of crafts. Paper crafting. Now, I've done many crafts, many different ones in my life. And paper crafting so far has been the one that takes up the most space. So, although it's a very, very fun craft and has a lot of possibilities because it's paper and there's so many things that you can do with paper, it also takes up a lot of space because you need so many things to work with for your decorating and for your doing, and you know, there's so much that you need. And when I started into paper crafting, I had no idea. I had no idea it would take up as much room as it does. Although it is very fun to play with the various ways that you can use paper and you can do paper things. It does take up a lot of space, and I just wanted to, if you're sort of thinking about what is a craft I want to, what do I want to do? Think about how much space you have, because I had no idea the amount of space that this was going to take up. Now, I got myself a really nifty tool not that long ago, and I want to try it. I want to use it on this. It is for making covers. It is specifically for this. And so what you do is you use it to measure. I have to do it on the back. I don't have room enough down below. You use it to measure your distance between your board and your cover and your spot, like that. And you and you use it to make your corners. So there's my. Well, that didn't work out very good. I have to do it top and bottom, I suppose. All right. And then I knock it all out of place anyway. So, yeah, that worked well. Okay, I need to cut my cloth. Did all that measuring and fitting and all the rest of it, and I need to cut my cloth first. All right, I need my cloth down further. So I'm thinking I need, come here you, I need that much, I need about that much, I need about that much, I need to cut about here. This does not have to be perfect. This is just getting some cloth around it. That's all this is for right now. All right, move out of the way. And I can set that piece of cloth out of the way and get on with doing the rest here. A dog hair stuck in the cloth. Let's get out of there. Goodness sakes, the dog loved this cloth. Okay. Let's see if I can cut a more or less straight line, because I don't want it to end up being too small. It's a little too big, that's fine. I can glue that down, but too small would be not good. All right, get that out of the way. Now, well, all right. Need one of those fluffy roller things. Yeah. All right, so there's the front, there's the spine, there's the back. And they're more or less cut, evenly and proper. Where's my thing? Did I bury it? Ah, there it is. Sitting off to the side, looking ever so innocent and not really helpful. Okay. Move over. As soon as I take the thing out, I knock the stuff out of the way anyway. So I don't want to glue this down onto the cloth. I got to glue the cloth onto the thing, but I don't want it on the. See, I need my jaggy edges away from the middle. The middle is jaggy enough, but you got to leave a little bit of room. What you're looking for is enough. It's about the same width as this, is what you're using, which is what this is approximately. That's what your cover is. So. You see, I can have this, yeah. Now I just need to make it that way and not knock it as I take it out. Okay. Okay. Now, where's my glue? See, what you do is you just put glue along the edge. Give yourself enough glue along the edge. Because you don't need it anywhere but the edge, you know. I got this cloth a bit wide, but that's okay. I'll just, it's all going to be covered anyway. Like, so the first thing you want to do is you want to bring your corners up. I'm going to bring up the couple of corners at the top here. You want to bring your corners up over the corner like this. I'm going to probably cut a bit of this off. So you get your corners up over the corner, and that covers your corner. And then you're going to fold everything in on that. Yeah, I'm going to cut this piece off a bit. It's a little bit too wide. I don't want too skinny, but not that wide. It's just a little much when you start folding over the book. Okay. Fold up over that corner, and I got one more corner I got to fold up. Get some glue over here. And then we'll bring up the sides. When you're bringing up the sides, you're going to bring up the sides over the corners. So, you know. All right. Here I am moving my glue bottle lid around again. Oh well. All right. So we got that. Then we bring up the edge. And you want it snug. It doesn't have to be like you're not pulling it. You don't want to stretch it. You just want it snug. Some glue into all those bits. Otherwise, they'll become a pain. Okay. All right. The middle keeps wanting to move, and I keep putting my bottle lid on the wrong side again. Okay, don't move, okay? Just. There. All right, let's get this top up, snug. So you want to bring it snug, but like I said, don't stretch it. Like you're pulling it up snug. Oh, for crying out loud. Snug without, you know, moving the whole board down so that it's crooked and, you know, not where you want it to be. I don't want to glue these onto the cloth because I don't want the glue to show, although it really doesn't matter now that I'm thinking about it because it's all going to be covered up anyway. Okay. I got glue stringing out all over my glue bottle too. All right, you're an audience, snug. Snug. Yeah, I usually cut my corners. This is a first for me doing it this way, but I thought I'd give it a try because we are using the thing. I don't like it. I'd rather cut my corners. But, you know, it's done. It's done. Go in there. Yeah, I don't like it as much. I like my corners chopped off. Dog hair is going to drive me nuts too. Alright, get that up over. Okay. And once you've got this on like that, so you're going to be covering this part, so, you know, I can trim a little bit of this off if I want to, but then you've got your book. Now, when you do this, where's that tool? I'm going to take this tool and I'm going to see if I can, you know, make this do what it's supposed to do. It's do what it wants to. No, cloth in. Cloth in. Cloth in. Yeah, the cloth doesn't want to go in. Oh dear. Well, we still have to put paper on this part, so. But I'm going to be doing it in sort of 3 pieces. Okay. This cloth is not cooperating. It's not doing what I want it to do. I'm going to try and force it to. Yeah, that worked a little bit better. What about you? I'm going to do this properly. Oh, that's a little bit better. I'll do that. Yep. So what I did is I'm stuffing a little bit of glue down the middle between the 2 things and then putting the cloth in, kind of down in there. Just stuffing it down in with my finger so that it's actually rolling where it's supposed to roll and not where it wants to roll, which is not helpful. Okay. One more. You do what I want, not what you want. Okay. There. That's better. That's more like I want it to be. So then you have a cloth covered, you know, book. And so it's a hardcover book. The cloth sort of holding the spine together is what you want, you know. So what I'm thinking is to get this to dry the way I want it. I was checking on the inside to make sure that it's actually going down there between the bits. So what I'm going to do is I gotta bring this out for a minute and get these. I need one of these. See if I can hold this together like that. There. Now you can just sit there and dry like I want you, instead of doing what you think you need to. All right. Excellent. Keep those handy just in case. Okay. So that's the cover of that part done. Now I'm going to get the hidden spine over here. That away over there. I don't need it again. I get the hidden spine part over here. Where is it? Where did it go? Where did it go? Huh. Where did my folded hidden spine go, folks? Can you see it? Oh, there it is, hiding in amongst everything. All right, so what I want to do is I want to show you on these. Now, what I'm going to have to do, because I fastened these together to make sure that the holes were big enough and everything. And when you're doing these, you want to make sure when you're putting the brads in that the flipper parts go up and down and not sideways. So they need to follow the line of your spine, right? Now, in order for me to put these in, I want these have to go on the back or they'll hold your book open. So I need to take them out and pop them in to here. And I have to do this one section at a time. I have to make sure my flippers are going up and down and not side to side like this. And then I put my book back like this. I'm probably going to have to do all three out, so I'm going to have to clip my book together. All right, get the little clips out. Let's clip the book so that it stays together properly. So my holes don't get all out of line when I take all three out, because I have to take all three out now. So I'm going to take all three out. I should have had a bunch of these done, but I wanted to kind of show you how this goes. So I'm taking all three out, and I'm putting them in so the flipper follows the spine. Okay, come on. Now I don't have really long stemmed brads. They're pretty normal length brads on their legs or their stems or whatever you call them. So mine aren't very long. So, you know, if you've got longer ones, then you can make bigger books. But if you've only got these short ones, now this is going to get tricky. But these are really, you know, like if I was stitching these four, yeah, this is gonna be a pain. Okay. Now I've twisted it. Yeah, I don't know. I may have to turn the camera off to finish the others, but I'll kind of show you if I can. You know, if I could see, it would help too. There. If you can see, you can actually find the hole that you need to put the thing through. And you have to make sure that your flippers are together, or they don't both want to go through. One decides it wants to bend the other way, and you had all that going on. Oh, come on. I don't have patience for this right now. Could you just, both of you, just go through the hole? Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah. One flipper is always a little bit shorter than the other, and that can become a pain when you're trying to do things like this. Get them both in. I think I did it. Okay. We are going to fasten that one in so it doesn't decide to jump back out again. Oh, the little one has gotten bent, so it's really short right now. All right, I did it. I got one. Did you stay in place? You did, you little angel. All right, let's get this one. Yeah. I kind of wiggled it back and forth. Now this one should go better. The trouble is my eyes are just terrible, and so everything is really blurry. And there aren't any glasses that can really help me with everything. Both of my eyes are completely opposite to each other. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Whether I'm looking far away or I'm looking close up, I blurry vision. Then on top of that, I have glaucoma and cataracts and you name it, it's happening. All right, did I get you? I did. The middle one fell out. You fell out. It actually fell right out. Okay. Get you in. Now you can do this, and it looks really cool. If you can do this on the actually through the spine of your book. Okay, thank you. like the hard spine or the, whatever your spine is. You can actually put it through the spine of your book. Okay, just stay there while I make sure you snap yourself down. All right, push, push. There we go. Now we'll put this last one in. And like I say, I'm going to do the others off camera because I don't really think you want to watch me struggle with 3 more books like this. Anyway, this is how it's going to go into the book. Take these off. Don't need them. So this is how it's going to go into the book. And then this one is going to be the sort of title page for April. So this is April, and I just put number 2 in the first slot, which is really unhelpful. Anyway, so yeah, so I have to take that one back out again because this is week 2, and I've already started week 1, and yeah, can't change them. It's great. Okay, I'm gonna shut off, and I'm gonna do all this stuff, and when I come back, we can put the hidden spine in and do the cover and all that stuff. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Now, I did quite a lot while I was gone because I had to. Oh, Gary's just fixing the lights. Okay, because I had to, because otherwise it was going to be a lot of me cursing and carrying on. Anyway, so I got the book put together. It was a struggle for me because of my eyesight. Anybody with good eyesight, it wouldn't be a struggle. I got the separation pages in place. That was another struggle because I only made small spine things. And so I only had a small area to glue to. And yeah, it was giving me grief doing that. But I did do all 3. And I added in the divider name tag, so I've got April and May here. And then the back one is just a back thing, just to sort of even it out. So now the next thing that we want to do is we want to have a look at the cover. Now we're not putting this in yet, but this is how it's going to go in to here. It'll go in so that these 2 parts go in behind the covers on the front and the back. They go in behind it. And they sit in there. Now, I just realized that the trouble is my spine, my actual book spine, is wider than this spine. And this part is wider than this. So I have to be really careful setting this into place. Because they don't sit on the seam. So I'm looking at this, and what I'm thinking is what I maybe have to do is instead of having the spine itself on the book loose, glue this down, actually tossing this part down, which will be a little bit of an issue with the brad nails on the back, but it won't be a big deal. But I might have to do that and glue those and leave the flaps not glued so they can move. And then they will just sit underneath, loose, underneath the front and back cover and not be glued under them. So when I'm putting in the front and back cover, I leave the front and back cover open on this edge. And then this slides into place. And it gets glued, but I can glue the spine part down. Now, before I do that, though, there's a lot more that has to be done. I'm just going to put that on there so that it can sit up. So these are the pages that I have chosen. That's for the outside, and that's for the outside. Okay, so these are the pages. This is the page I've chosen for my front cover, my entire front cover. So this part, and then the back. And then this part needs a spine cover. So I'm going to use this as yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this so that the little dots sit in the middle, and cut it slightly wider than the actual spine, so it kind of can wrap around. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just cover just the spine, and that way the cloth can move and do the movement it needs to do, because it won't really be seen. So I need it to kind of go like that. And mark this. And maybe, I don't know, geez. And on the inside, now that's the outside, and on the inside, I want this on the front and the back, and this part I'm going to just put in the middle to just cover this spine, and I'm just going to cut it on either side like I'm going to with the other one. Just cut it on either side of the spine, even though this is going to sit in there. This would help. Actually, what I maybe can do, well, this might work well. Just let me just confuse you a little, and me too. Okay, I need my things open again. I need smallish clips. And just, I'm kind of thinking as I'm going here. Now, if I do that, that. That's one upstairs.
No.
No, can't do it that way. Sorry. Sorry, I talked there for a moment. I forgot I was on camera. I can't do it that way, so I've got to just cut this. I have made marks, so it'll be easy to cut if I want to use this. But I don't really need to. It's not something I need in the book. It would just be sort of an extra, and it doesn't really need strengthening because the book has a hard cover, so I don't really need this at all. If I was going to, I would just cut it down the middle, like just cut this part and this part off and set it onto the spine and just leave it. I'm not going to use that because I don't, it isn't necessary, because this is going to cover it, so it doesn't really need that. Little tiny bit at the top and the bottom where cloth will show, but that's going to be it. So this is going to be glued in before these parts get glued in, but these sides are not going to be glued in. And I'm thinking I'm going to leave this side on either this edge on the front and back. I'm going to leave it open so that this has room to move. So when I'm gluing in the front and back, I will just be gluing around the edge. I can come in quite a bit on this edge and a bit, on the top and bottom, but not way over here. And then I'll glue this to the spine, and that way it will sit like this. But the flaps, if you can see I don't know if you can see the flap in there, probably not, but the flaps can move then and shift as they need to when the book is opened and closed. They can actually move. So that's what I'm going to do. It may not be the way it's supposed to happen, but it's the way I'm going to do it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. Maybe I better make myself a halfway point line. The other way. Just by folding it, like you just fold it, make sure it's even, top and bottom. Get your corners lined up. Talking to myself more than you, by the way. There, now I've got a fold line. Now I can cut this, and it will be cut properly. It'll still be a little crooked because that's kind of just the way of it, but there. So that's my front cover and my back cover, and I can glue those in place. And they don't touch the cloth in the middle here, so the cloth still can move. You need that movement when you're using cloth. And the cloth is just holding the book together. Now I could have done this. You see, I kind of wasted this, but that's okay. I wasn't thinking I was thinking of doing a cloth or a soft spine and just doing it the easy way when I printed. And then I thought, oh, I really want to do something really difficult, because why not? And then I thought of this, the way that I'm doing this, the spine, the internal spine, and all of that, and yeah, kind of got out of hand a little bit, I think, but it's all right. So, this is the front of my book. And kind of centering it a little bit, making sure that it looks nice there. Now, because it's gluing onto cloth, it's going to take a little bit for it to glue down too. This isn't actually a fabric glue, so it kind of soaks into the cloth and then catches. If you're using something like Fabri-Tac or an actual fabric glue, it'll go better. I don't have one of those, so I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to worry about it. My Eileen's does well. Yeah, so I'll get this one glued up. And this will be my back. And then we'll do the other one. I'll cut the other one and we'll put it on the outside. And then the exterior of the book will be finished. What I could do is turn that over, that way it goes even on it. Alright, what's that? Well, it decided to move, so, not as good as I wanted it to be, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, I shifted it a little bit, and I don't know if I shifted the thing or just the cloth, and it'll shift back when it wants to. Yep. There's the front and back of my book done. I like it. Now, this part, get rid of that. This part, now I have a line, a couple of lines. I think I should dig out I think I'll dig out my cutter. right beside me here, so I think that might be a good idea. Bring it out for this. To at least try and get it more or less straight. Where am I? No. Where's my mark? I've lost my mark. Oh, there you are. Couldn't figure out where I put it. It's there and there. Alright. Hope that works. Every time I cut something, it's the same thing. I say a little prayer. Hope it works. Hope it's right. Alright. There's those two papers. And this one. Like one there, where it's out of my way, but available. Big glob of glue on the end. It doesn't help. Now it's fine. I'm going to do a little bit on the middle as well. Try and give it a little bit more catchy area. Okay. There. Get up. Just go up there where you belong. There. Alright. Mine's easier to hold. Now it kind of looks in spots like it's raising up. It's actually the material that's raising. So I'm not worrying about it when it looks like that, because it's actually the cloth. Now we need to cut my back and front, and we're going to do that just by cutting this one in half. I hold the paper just right in the light, I get a little shadow, and then I can follow the shadow. And that gets me that right. Alright, so these are going to go in the front and in the back, like that, and this is going to sit underneath there, and it's going to be glued in place. Yeah. So we glue this guy in next. This is going to be a big glue job. And I should get my glue brush out. Oops. Now maybe I can do something here that will be very helpful. Well, hopefully I can. Because I've got the these in place. I wonder if I move them down a bit. Move these clips down a bit. I'm trying to make it so that I can stand this up so I can get the glue on. Maybe. That's a little better, but it's not perfect. But at least I've got a bit of help that way. All right, lots of glue. And look at this one in the middle. Oh no, it's supposed to be like that, isn't it? Yes, it's supposed to be like that. Sorry. I thought I was going to have to flatten the middle, but it's supposed to be up like that. Oh boy, oh boy. Squeezy, squeezy. I'm not bothering to put glue on the bumps. the buttons, because they're just going to sit in there, and the glue wouldn't do anything. So the glue is not that strong. It's good glue, but not not for metal. I don't think it's meant for metal. Now, if I do this, make sure that I've got this sort of everywhere that I need it. That might really be helpful. I need more glue. More glue on this side, I think. Hurry though, the glue dries. This is the thing with the tacky glue, it dries faster than a lot of other more liquid glues, you know. Alright, let's make sure we got enough. Yeah. Alright, let's give this a shot. Make sure we get it in upside up. That would be really, wouldn't that just be, the way of things? Well, it would be in my life, that's for sure. Okay. Move you over. Trying to just center it. Top and bottom would be good. Alright. See, with the flaps being loose, then they just get to just move at will. And I wouldn't even need to put them underneath the front and back. I could just have them loose there. But I'm afraid that then they might pull the book out. And the idea is the book is supposed to be in the book, glued in. So I'm hoping I've got this more or less even top to bottom. I think I do. There's no way of me pressing it like inside. I can probably press on the little pieces. But I gotta be careful too that I don't, like here. Be careful. It's my other one. Oh, you're my other one. Got two. There you are. Two. You have to be really careful because you do have the little buttons, the little things in there that are. And I've got so much glue that the cardstock is actually wet. So I have to be careful there too that I don't poke holes in the cardstock. Come on, split. There we go. I think we're good. I think that's going to hold good. Okay, I think so. Yeah, it looks like it's holding okay. I mean, it's not dry, and it needs time to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this together so that it stands up like that. And that helps it to hold in place while we put this part in. Now, like I said, let me get out of the way. I've got clips and stuff all over now. I want this to just not be glued here because I want that to be able to move as the book opens and closes so that it can slide in and out of this. And it really helps that it's cut on a slant for that to happen because it's not going to get in the way. So I can glue it solid to about here and along here, along the lines on either end here. So if I do a little sort of a tiny mark here in here, which isn't going to help me on the other side at all. And then say to about halfway that I can do a lot of glue. Like, no, you know what I mean. Okay, from this side. So from this side, do a bunch of glue, because that's the outside of it, right? And do it about halfway, like that. But then, here, we only want to go to about here. Like that. So I could bring this in a little bit further. Because it's not that wide of a piece, it's not going to go that far in. There. Okay, let's see how that does. I think it'll be fine. Take the glue off of that. Come here. I think you're going to be fine. If I get you in right. Yeah, I think this is going to work fine. Yeah. I could glue this little corners down, 2 little corners. And after, now that it's in, I could put a tiny bit of glue here, glue the corner down, just the corner, and do the other end as well. And that should stop it from pushing the page out, you know, like from pushing the cover off. Oh, look at that. That moves nice. Yeah, see how that moves nice. So then the book can close, you see. Now, the thing I didn't work out is a closure for this book, because it is going to want to stay open. But maybe I'll just wrap it, I think. You just wrap a ribbon of some sort around. That'll work fine. Yeah. I think that does good. Little edge popped up when it decided to move in, but and it might just have to, because it might just need to do that little pushing up bit for that part. I do like this book. I'm going to really like using it, I think. I see what I did. I did do something wrong with this, but I put it over too close to the spine. I put this cover. Yeah, I'm going to have that problem, aren't I? When the book decides it wants to open wide open, that's going to want to pop out. Oh well, the flap should have been a little bit bigger. I might have to add, which, you know, would be okay too. I can just add a piece on underneath. Just, you know, add a bit so that it's in further. This is just a tad over the very edge of the book. Anyway, let's try the back one and get this finished. Then the book part of this will be done. Now, I mean, this is of course not how this was originally meant to go together, so yes, this is my part that I can do lots of glue on. Originally it's just a journal, you know, you just put together. Normally, in, you know, with stitching and all the rest of it. But I had to, you know, make it a little more difficult for myself. So, and I had that idea for that really neat spine work. So, here we go. Glue. Now, let's try and get this down better over where it belongs instead of, you know, too far over. Now, it needs to be in a little bit. You don't want it right on the edge, but I think there. That seems to be all the better. Yeah, see, that one closes fine. This one is catching because I put the cover into the book too far, and so it wants to lift the book, which I may have to. I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to have to cut that off. Yeah, it needs a bit taken off, and I'm going to try and do that with scissors right now to see if I can get it to close properly. This is. And like I say, I may have to add a bit onto that. This. Now I have to try and get. Now I have to try and get that under there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there. Okay. That closes a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, the front cover is the problem. It's the problem child, but that's okay. It is good. It is good. Look at that. This is really a beautiful kit. A really beautiful. It's full of just gorgeous, gorgeous pictures of all sorts. I always glue these in. This is not part of the book. I glue those into each page. That holds my meds, and I can keep track then. But look at the pictures in this set. The kit is available from Polka Art, and I will put links to them down below. If you want to learn about the brad spine, I will put a link to my porch prints down below. Just look at the click here area, and if you just click anywhere in that area, you'll get, it drops open, and then there'll be things in there, other words and things and stuff. So, but that's it. That's it for this part, and I will get to the next part fairly soon because I need to get this last series over and done with, and we'll do the next two parts, and then that'll be it until after we get settled wherever we're settling. So I will talk to you in the next one, and hopefully if you enjoyed it and you got this far, that you do give us a like and maybe even make a comment and say made it to the end. You know, like, that would be nice to know. I do know that some of you watch to the end, or at least listen to the end, but it would be nice to know who that is once in a while. So just make a comment and tell me you made it to the end. And I will talk to you in the next one. Take care. See you later. Bye.